Let's unleash our imagination. Roast the bones still crispy, smash into powder, and sprinkle around the house like salt. We don't know her thoughts. Perhaps it made her less lonely, like having a body. Soon, Dad visited Dickie. He even found her a stepman, and when he saw the house in chaos, Dad suddenly realized his ex had left Dickie hanging too long. Letting her fester in a messy house was a huge mistake. So Dad decided to send her to the army, where he picked up some criminal skills. As a medic, she learned about pharmaceuticals. Her favorite was a hypnotic. The instructor said it worked faster than hot pot for sleep. He sneaked into the pharmacy, stole drugs, and dragged comrades for weird experiments, experimenting after knocking them out before retiring years later. Dad shipped her off to Grandma's, where she showed Icky a wooden box packed with her father's old photos. Little did she know, Icky would later use this box for storing heads. Details later. The next day she went to a deli for a job interview, where the boss insisted on a white shirt. After ordering, Icky went to a clothing store for a shirt, but at checkout, she saw a sexier mannequin than any muscle guy. Her thoughts wandered. She seized the chance when the clerk was distracted, quietly slipping into the fitting room, waiting as the store locked up for the night, before she swiped the mannequin home, treating it like her new lover, enjoying those curves in bed. But surprise, Grandma found out. Grandma got mad, tossed the mannequin. Icky yelled, "You'll regret it." Later, she hit the funfair for bruised event. But soon, Icky was stunned to see the muscle guy she killed earlier in front of her. Seeing her dream guy, she was electrified and started making some wild moves in front of everyone. Unsurprisingly, she was taken to the police station for mugshots, fingerprints, and a 24-hour detention. Her tale spread quickly, and she was fired from the deli. Forced to find another gig at a clinic, she had measure blood pressure, collect samples, and occasionally kill sometimes, since she had learned this stuff in the army. Think she'd be diligent? Wrong. After work, she took patient blood home for bloody delicacies. So don't judge too harshly. Icky probably thought she was being deprived of nutrients. Years later, she discovered and she started hitting burrs. On her first visit, Icky was thrilled to see so many men. Like meeting morning sun. Soon, a Donald Duck was onto her, and they flirted until the bar closed, with Icky expressing her plans before parting ways. Donald took her to a secret duck gathering, where the accommodating owner provided entertainment, necessities, and compliments. Once inside, Donald launched his attack. After a grueling 16 minutes, he finally conquered Icky's crystal. Even though Icky was utterly spent, she didn't want to quit and was up for another round. But Donald said he had to work tomorrow and left Icky all alone again, making her feel super lonely. Next day, she returned to the bar for a teammate, same spot, same flirtation. This time, though, Icky took on Donald's role, leading a guy back to her room and stopping at the front desk to snag 2 shots of vodka. She pulled out the hypnotic she had swiped from the army, crushed it with the ashtray, then mixed it into the drinks like a bartender. This way, she could party all night, but the bathhouse owner caught wind of it and deemed it too terrifying. Promptly, Icky was furious and had no choice but to resort to an upscale hotel. The guy thought it was overpriced and asked why not. Icky explained that it was unsanitary. The luxurious suite came with delightful music. Dude couldn't resist dancing while Icky was in the bathroom mixing her hypnotic drink. However, she goofed up and gave him the She ended up drinking the one with the drug. Feeling wheezy, she was slapping herself to stay awake, and just before blacking out, she mixed another drink. The next morning, she woke up utterly dazed, her fist bruised. Turns out she had practically hammered the guy to death in bed. She desperately pounded on his chest, trying to revive him, but alas, it was too late, had already gone to the great beyond. With no other choice, Icky bought a huge suitcase and forcefully stuffed the body inside, dragging it off to Grandma's basement. She dissected the guy like a pig, even lopped off his head, wrapped it in plastic wrap for some personal art appreciation in her room. She also did some weird things, even hiding the body in her dad's wooden box. That smell was bound to intrigue Grandma. Since Grandma had trouble accessing the basement, she wanted Icky to check it out, but Icky scrambled for an excuse. Not only did Icky not relent, but she upped the ante, sneaking a guy back home while Grandma was snoozing. She drugged him with her potion and took him down to dissect him. But what Icky didn't know was that Grandma had already caught on to her antics. Yet, after the mannequin incident, Grandma figured she'd give it a rest for now, hoping Icky would behave herself. With Icky's frequent killings, the basement smelled worse. Grandma wanted to investigate, but Icky kept making excuses. Finally, Grandma had no choice but to call Dad over, insisting they check what was up down there. On entering, Dad was stunned by the saw, asking Aki if dissecting needed such a big one. Aki explained that bigger is better, but then Dad noticed something dark on the floor. She squatted, touched it, nearly gagging. Aki explained it was a chemistry project with animal flesh. Dad knew this was Aki's hobby, but didn't want to pry too much. He just warned her not to make everything so stinky for Grandma's sake. And so Aki behaved for a while. But one day, she bumped into a guy with a flat tire on the road. Aki eagerly offered her help, luring the guy home with the ruse. However, once home, the guy realized Aki was just brewing coffee and chatting about random stuff, with no tools in sight to fix his car.